Hey everyone, so I'm going to be reading a review that I just finished writing about the book Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore by Robin Sloan. This is kind of like for the heck of it kind of video. I didn't want to sit down and actually film this and actually talk about what I think about this book. I just simply want to read you my review because it sums everything up. And in general, I don't get a good response on book review videos, so that's why I don't make them often, because the ones I do have, no one watches. So rather than me talking about this book, I'm going to simply read you the book review. Let's go. Okay. What promised to be a book about books ended up being more so about computer nerds and Google. Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore did a great job in enforcing stereotypes and objectifying women. Not sure yet if I'm going to keep that line. Its several pleasant aspects were unfortunately squashed for me by some of the simple choices the author chose to make. While the story ultimately got an important message across, the way it did so was juvenile and practically pointless. Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore is a story about a guy named Clay who comes to work at the aforementioned bookstore. Mystery leads way to adventure, and with his brilliant computer programming skills, he's able to save the day, so to speak. The plot itself was interesting and fun, with writing that made it easy to pick up, even though I wasn't fond of the book as a whole. It had a kind of 80s arcade charm, but unfortunately was a disappointment otherwise. To begin, this book wasn't one bit believable. Attempts at magical realism only deepened the unrealistic quality it had. It's fair to say that Sloan is a decent storyteller, but he was not able to tell the story in a manner that sounded like anything other than a ghost story told around a campfire. Despite being an adult novel, it read quite like a middle grade book, the main character showing the maturity level of a young teenage boy. Clay, as well as every other character, was very two-dimensional, an archetype of the cool computer nerd who thinks he's better than every other kind of nerd just because he can make 3D models on his computer. Along with him, nearly every other character turns out to be some kind of computer programmer, if not an old bookish weirdo. The main woman character shows up in the most unbelievable and ridiculous way that I actually snorted out loud in disbelief of what I was reading. All that aside, the thing that truly made up my mind about not liking this book, no matter how readable and fun it was Clay's friend owning a company that solely created 3D models of women's breasts. Granted, this wouldn't have been an issue if the only woman character was portrayed as something other than just a stereotype placed to make Clay look better. Even without my strong feminist views, this book felt like a bad 80s movie about an unlikable underdog trying to save the day. It was enjoyable enough for me to get through, so perhaps it simply wasn't my cup of tea. However, I can't gloss over the small bits that came together and made me lose respect for the story. The book is more so a fairy tale about computer programmers than a novel about the importance of books. Don't let the title fool you. That's my whole review, and I gave this book 2 out of 5 stars. That's about all there is to say, because that was the whole review. Yeah. Not sure yet if I'll post this video. I might just actually do it for the heck of it. Like, I ain't got nothing to lose. Like, I know my opinion is kind of harsh, but as a reader, I feel like I have this obligation to myself to not put up with any bullshit. Like, to not just be like, okay, this book was I didn't like it, but it wasn't terrible. Like, I could just say that because it wasn't terrible, but as a reader and as someone who reviews books, I am sticking my honest opinion in there, and doesn't mean it's the right opinion. No, of course not. It's my opinion. Everyone has a different opinion. Does it mean it was a little harsh? I mean, yeah, I know it's a little bit harsh, but it could have been a lot worse. But I just, I don't want to put up with bullshit in books. Like, if I'm gonna read a book that didn't make me feel good, or that didn't, I didn't like it, because of certain aspects, like being kind of low-key sexist, and just overall, like, stereotyping all the characters, I'm not going to say that this book was okay. I'm going to say that these are the bad qualities in it. So, like, if you don't like that because maybe you're a decent human being and think that everyone should have equal rights, then maybe you shouldn't read this book. Kind of like a warning, I guess. And obviously, just my opinion. So if you did like this book, like, I'm not bashing you or anything. It wasn't a terrible, terrible book, but I like to look a little bit deeper into books, and I didn't like what I saw. So that is my entire review / rant for this book. I hope you enjoyed this video, because I guess I'm going to be posting it. Probably won't even edit it, because I'm wild and crazy. But, let me know if you read this book and what you thought about it. Please don't be too mean, because even though, like, I sound like I'm being mean, I'm not. I'm a sensitive person, and I just want to share my opinions. So that's that. Thank you, and also I'm sorry, but, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next. Bye!